Welcome to Law and Hip Hop, where we discuss hip hop business from a legal perspective. All views expressed in this podcast are those of the individual speaker and do not represent the views of any other organization or individual. None of the content in this podcast should be relied upon as legal advice. All original content rights reserved. Any referenced content is used for providing commentary as permitted under fair use. So, hi everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Blessing Mukosha. I'm your favorite lawyer and hip hop head, and I make videos about law and hip hop. This is now, I suppose, my official series, Law and Hip Hop, which has always been what my channel is about. I'm always talking about the culture, and I'm talking about the different legal issues and business issues that come up. So yeah, I will be your legal hip hop baddie bestie on these here internet streets. So taking it from the top, it's been a lot going on. It's actually been a lot of stuff going on. And the Queen naturally has shaken the world again, shaken everybody's bacon by dropping Ruby Da Sleaze, sampling Lumidee's Never Leave You. Uh-oh. That was my jam when I was a kid, by the way. And the bars on that are crazy. You know, she's rapping from start to finish. And one of the things that's really standing out to me right now in this era is that Nicki is being recognized for her pen. Obviously, her pen has always been crazy. It's been lethal. But I feel like people online are starting to see, oh, not everybody can rap. Okay, it's hard. It's hard to rap because they're not hip hop heads for real. You know, I talk about hip hop for hours and hours on end with my hip hop head friends. You know, we talk about this culture. We will break apart people's albums. We'll talk about the lyrical meaning behind stuff. Like, we'll really be on the phone for hours and hours talking about this hip hop thing. And then there's the rest of you. And that you're not really in it for the culture. Do you know what I mean? They're not there because this is a skilled art form. They're there because the girls have pretty wigs on and they're shaking their butt. Like, that's the reason that they're there. And it's like, it's fine. It's absolutely fine if that's the case. But the reality is the bar has been put down into Hades. It's in hell. And were it not for Nicki Minaj constantly proving and showing her lyrical skill, people wouldn't be out here doing lyrical bar for bar breakdowns the way they are. I think Nicki liked someone's tweet or comment that said bar for bar Barbie, and that's what we're going to call her, bar for bar Barbie. And it's like, you're not a Barbie if you just have the aesthetic, which I've talked about so much on my channel, but you're a Barbie because you've got the bars. And I just love that. So I love the fact that she's come back rapping. I love the fact that it's like the world is healing. The pretty girls are making Nicki Minaj lip sync videos again. You know, guys are sat there saying this is hard, like they're listening to the lyrics. People are bumping the song, and it debuted number 13 on Billboard Hot 100. So the stats are good, okay? The stats are healthy. And I'm just very impressed. Like, I'm very impressed to see Nicki back outside, back in her element. I think that she's really embracing what her role is to the culture, which brings me nicely on to my next discussion point, which is her record label. So if you've been living under a rock, you might not know that the Queen of Rap, Nicki Minaj, has launched her own record label. She has not told us what the name of the record label is yet, but it should be Pink Friday Records and OVO. If you don't know that reference, then it's fine. We're not friends like that, and that's okay. So this record label, Nicki's already signed a roster. She's already got Nana Fofie and London Hill as her female artists on her roster. She's also signed producers, other rappers and stuff like that. The label is underneath Republic Records, where she's signed. And I believe Wendy Goldstein, I think that's her name, is going to be her label president. And Patty Duke is her A&R. And this is a game changer, guys. I really want you to focused, people want to turn every move Nicki makes into some high school Regina George BS. They really do. But the reality is she's a mogul and she's on her way to, Hove level. That's where she's going. She's not going for Twitter scraps. And I think the desperation for fans, because if you think about it like this, the only place fans are empowered, those kinds of fans, not us Bobs. We for real. We're outside. But those kinds of fans, where's their source of power? Social media and public perception. It's always been a thing with Nicki that people see she's powerful. They see that she's in control. So what do they go for? Her perception. They discredit her. They discredit her work ethic. They say that things she did wasn't really her. They go through all sorts of lengths to make sure that the conversation stays where they can control it. And that's on social media, with the other birds just tweeting. But they don't have control in the label boardrooms. They don't get to actually go inside the celebrity events. They don't actually know these people, right? So it's one thing to be like, oh, Nicki's over, Nicki's a flop, Nicki's this, that, and the other. It's a total other thing to get enough support from your label to start your own. Her market is crazy. And that also brings me nicely onto our next discussion point, which is Ms. Ice Spice being the new princess of rap. So I did a video about Ice Spice like a good few months ago, just talking about, is it no lyrics, just vibes? Like, because Ice Spice is such a vibe. And my concern wasn't so much that she is a vibe or anything like that. It was more, if she was to start rapping, would you support her? If she stopped bending over, like, would you support her? And that's kind of why I hope that Nicki signs her. So Nicki was trolling us, liking a few tweets here and there, suggesting that she might be interested in signing Ice Spice. She reposted Ice Spice's Dazed cover, where they say the people's princess. You're really seeing Ice Spice get the nod. She's got the nod. And she didn't even need it. And I think that's the point. The point is she didn't need it, but she is grateful for it. And a lot of these girls come to Nicki when they need her. Ice Spice has already got Billboard hits. She's already breaking records. She's already pushing massive sales, streams. So a girl like that getting a nod from Nicki, that's just something that it's to make you feel good. But you see how Ice Spice isn't desperate. You see how she's not going to turn if she doesn't get what she wants. That's the kind of princess behavior that we expect. Doja is the same. Doja acts like the princess, because she has her own stuff to offer, her own things to give. And I think I've said this before on the Why Are Female Rappers Entitled for a Nicki Minaj feature video. It's a lot of entitlement going on. And that's why a few girls have lost the opportunity to really get that stamp of approval because the ego got in the way. And as long as you're trying to flex on the GOAT, the person that made it possible for you to be there, you're not going to have a good time. Whereas with Ice Spice, she's chill, she's down to earth. When faced with the reality that she is following up on stage at Rolling Loud after Nicki and Lil Wayne, she posts a tweet and shows gratitude for it. When Nicki acknowledges her and calls her the people's princess, she posts and shows gratitude for it. And I'm not saying gratitude is only demonstrated in social media, But I'm just saying that someone like that, who's already hot and still has time to show respect to the OG, that's somebody who's going to make it far. And, I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet, and I'm pretty sure that person is subscribed to my channel. So, hey. But this tweet basically said, oh, Nicki's using Ice Spice because she was just complaining about rap getting dumbed down, and now she's supporting Ice Spice. And why are you dragging Ice Spice? To say that is to say, oh, Ice Spice is a trash rapper, and Nicki said there's too many trash rappers. And it's like, Ice Spice writes her raps. She, used her stimmy check to buy studio sessions and outfits. She tried and kept trying, and she's unique. Word to Beyonce. There's nobody like her. She's literally completely one of a kind. And that's why they're really mad. They're really mad because all of these Nicki clones that have been coming out of the label factories for however many years, all those clones, and not one of them could make the splash that Ice Spice has made. And you had all those clones, all those girls that look like Nicki, they talk like Nicki, they act like Nicki, they dress like Nicki, but they didn't have a thing on Ice Spice. Just a little girl with a ginger afro. And I think it's because Ice Spice has heart. She has heart. She has spirit, gusto. She wasn't always at princess level. And that's fair enough to say. She wasn't always at princess level. When her first hit song started going viral, her performances weren't great. But she's kept going. And I'm really happy. So look, moral of the story is, not too much on Miss Ice Spice, but moral of the story is Nicki needs to sign her. Nicki needs to sign Ice Spice. And I feel like all the girls that are really out here doing them, being unique, they all need to break their deals and go sign with Nicki. I need Doechii over there. I need Ken the Man over there. I need Mona Leo over there. I need Callie over there. I want all the girls under Nicki's roster. And I just feel like the ones that chose to stay where they wanted to stay, they should stay on that side. And I think Nicki is building the winning team. And what I find interesting is that, for years now, they've launched girl after girl after girl at Nicki, right? And now Nicki's building her own roster of fighters. She's like, okay, who's next? Because I'm picking my people. I'm signing now. Who's trying to sign? All these years it's been, I want to feature, I want to get noticed, I want this. Now you could get a deal. And are you ready for that? This new era of Nicki the Mogul makes me very excited. And I just hope contractually the girls are patterned. I hope contractually Ice Spice isn't in a deal. I hope she's just signed her songs or her EP. What that basically means is that she's not signing herself as an artist. She's signing a particular piece or pieces of music, right? I hope that's the kind of situation she's in, because then she can easily sign to Nicki. I know a lot of the girls I've mentioned just now, they're all independent. They can sign. Doechii just signed to TDE. I don't know whether she'll necessarily leave TDE if the offer came on the table. But I know she wants to go mainstream, and who knows mainstream better than Nicki? I've talked about contracts on my channel before. I talked about Megan's contract, Doja's contract. And in a nutshell, legally speaking, for Nicki to sign these girls, they need to be out of their deals. So they need to currently not be signed to a record label. Otherwise, they need to be bought out of their deal. So if you remember my 360 contracts video, I explained the concept of an advance. If the label has given you money ahead of time, and they're going to give you X amount for X amount of albums, and you want out your deal, you've got to pay. And if somebody wants to buy you out of your deal to sign you, they can do that. But then it gets even more complicated. So I just hope, contractual wise, I hope everyone's patterned. I hope everything is the way it should be. So that Nicki can just come in and clean swoop, sweep these girls up. And I talked about this before, on the channel, about how part of the reason there was such a push in the industry to like just suck up these girls and get them in these 360s is that if they're under other labels, they can't sign to someone like Nicki, right? Someone disruptive, somebody who's going to start telling the girls, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. That changes a lot in an industry. Yeah, so this sort of push to sort of collect every female rapper that was out hasn't led to that great of a contractual situation. So when an opportunity like signing to Nicki comes up, a lot of girls are going to be stuck in their deal, which is sad. That's sad. But yeah, concluding thoughts. I'm so happy to see Nicki dropping. I'm really happy to see Ice Spice getting the princess treatment. And I'd say, like, honestly, I would be pressed. If I was one of the other girls, I would be pressed, because how has this girl just come into the game and just ate all of you up? Completely surpassed you in all that time. But you guys swore. You swore that, Nicki was over and that you guys were flourishing. How can you flourish and also not be able to find Billboard? I'm not saying that I have ever found Billboard. Really, I haven't. I'm just a lawyer. I just love hip hop. That's me. But I'm just saying, if you're putting yourself here and you're only reaching here, and then somebody else goes to surpass you, I would humble myself extremely quickly. Those are my little thoughts for this, I guess, episode of Law in Hip Hop. I just want to say, shout out to my No Ghostwriter team. Shout out to Ruby, because they're holding it down. Constant content about the culture for you to enjoy. And I'm just so immensely proud to work with her. So I just want to say, if you're looking for a hip hop platform that puts you on to the best female rappers in the game, then make sure you check out No Ghostwriter, sign up to our mailing list, and our website, noghostwriter.com. And yeah, just support the thing, Yeah, thank you for watching or listening. If you're listening to this on a podcast, I have been away, okay? I've been away, and I know that I've been away, and I've been really having a reckoning with myself over having this platform. Not just because I'm training to be a lawyer, because at the end of the day, my professional career and what I do for fun, they're related in a way. Because it's analyzing things, it's talking about situations, looking at facts and issues and all of that. So I feel like this is something I'm good at doing it, right? But I'm also just not into the beef. I'm not into the like the negative, all of that. I've never fought anyone a day in my life. Look at me. I don't scrap. So if somebody wants to come at me on the internet with some nonsense, I will just remove myself from the situation. I don't go back and forth. I don't fight. But it was the love that I was shown by all of you that pushed me to come back. And it is my privilege and honor to have the voice and the platform that I have in this culture. So Thank you, everyone. I'm Blessing Mukosha. This has been Law and Hip Hop. Make sure that you follow me on everything at Blessing Mukosha, especially on TikTok, because I'm trying to do a couple things on there. But yeah, make sure that you follow me on everything. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Make sure you like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.